Ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. To my super chat, I cannot do this without you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much. Born to Raise Hogs and Paul Bartlett. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Paul and Born to Raise Hogs. I can't thank you enough for your super chat. And it's extremely important if you enjoy these live streams. You help me do these live streams, and your super chat support is just awesome. If you want to talk about anything, give me your thoughts on any topic within reason, especially the Twitter Files 3.0 release via super chat. That'd be greatly appreciated. Elon Musk, Bari Weiss, and now Matt Taibbi for the first round, and Matt Taibbi for the third round. We have the Twitter Files release showing exactly how they banned and suspended Trump and everyone else, in addition to working alongside the Federal Bureau of Investigation. So government did get involved. We will talk about that and a lot more. Born to Raise Hogs, thank you again. Paul, thank you again. Caroline, everyone here. To the members on this channel, become a member. Go to hagoodman.com if you want to go ahead and be part of a newsletter. Just sign up, give me your email address, and you'll be part of a notification, basically a newsletter, a notification. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to read through all of these and give my 2 cents, my analysis on, how they broke First Amendment laws. These are very likely criminal. This is very likely criminal conduct. At worst, it's criminal conduct. The best case scenario for them is that it's deceitful, lying, surreptitious, shady, disingenuous, duplicitous behavior that they think they can get away with without any legal repercussions. Let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so number 1, thread, the Twitter Files, the removal of Donald Trump, part 1, October 2020 to January. The world knows much of the story of what happened between, and if I don't read certain words, there's a reason, okay? Because liberal sensibilities have been infused within artificial intelligence programs. So to ensure that this channel, my voice, stays relevant, I'm not going to say certain words, but you can just read them on the screen. If you give a super chat, I will thank you absolutely right after I finish everything. So your super chat support's greatly appreciated. Matt Taibbi, the world knows much of the story of what happened between chaos at the Capitol in January and the removal of President Donald Trump from Twitter on January 8th. We'll show you what hasn't been revealed, the erosion of standards within the company in months before January, decisions by high-ranking executives to violate their own policies, and more against the backdrop of ongoing documented interaction with federal agencies. Interaction with federal agencies. That is breaking the First Amendment. Herd mutiny, this is the definition of authoritarianism. Exactly. This is the definition. Federal agencies getting involved is you're breaking First Amendment laws. So these are the people who actually break the Constitution or tear apart the Constitution. But here, the first installment covers the period before 2 years ago through January. Tomorrow, another journalist will detail the chaos inside Twitter on January 7th. Okay, on Sunday, Bari Weiss will reveal the secret internal communications from the key date of January 8th. So be here tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, and Sunday. We'll have live streams talking about all of this. So this weekend is going to be very, 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 very important. Whatever your opinion on the decision to remove Trump that day, the internal communications at Twitter between January 6th and January 8th have clear historical import. Even Twitter's employees understood in the moment it was a landmark moment in the era of speech. Okay, so This is very interesting. As soon as they finished banning Trump, Twitter executives started processing new power. They prepared to ban future presidents and White Houses, perhaps even Joe. No, definitely not Biden. The new administration, says one executive, will not be suspended by Twitter unless absolutely necessary. The new administration will never. The Democrats would never in a million years have been suspended. So that I don't truly believe at all. Twitter executives removed Trump in part over what one executive called context surrounding actions by Trump and supporters over the course of, and frankly the last 4 years. Okay. In the end, they looked at the broad picture, but that approach can cut both ways. The bulk of the debate leading to Trump's ban took place in those 3 January days. However, the intellectual framework was laid in the months preceding the Capitol chaos. Before January, Twitter was a unique mix of automated rules-based enforcement and more subjective moderation by senior executives. As Bari Weiss reported, the firm had a vast array of tools for manipulating visibility, most of all which were thrown at Trump and others pre-January. As 2020 approached, senior executives, perhaps under the pressure from federal agencies with whom they met more as time progressed, increasingly struggled with rules and began to speak of Vios as a pretext to do what they'd likely have done anyway. So government agencies getting involved is a clear violation of the First Amendment. These are First Amendment violations. Eric Samurai, hello. Everybody here, hello. Aria, hello. I Caroline, everybody here, thank you. And to my super chat, thank you again. Lou, hello. Herd Mutiny, exactly. Born to Raise Hogs, Paul, thank you so much, everyone. So let's continue. After January, internal Slacks show Twitter executives getting a kick out of intensified relationships with federal agencies. Well, of course, they love that. The Federal Bureau of Investigation was involved, and Twitter executives just loved it. They love that power. Oh my God, here's Trust and Safety head lamenting a lack of generic enough calendar descriptions to concealing his very interesting meeting partners. Federal Bureau of Investigation. Okay, this is something that Trump has to address in terms of a constructive, legal, and he has to address these obstacles. We'll get to that later. DeSantis too. Okay, these initial reports are based on searches for docs linked to prominent executives whose names are already public. They include, former Trust and Policy Chief and recently plank walked Deputy General and former top FBI lawyer Baker. Okay. One particular Slack channel offers a unique window into the evolving thinking of top officials in late 2020, early 2021. On October 8th, executives opened a channel called, through January, this would be home for discussions about removals, especially one that involved high-profile accounts. Very important tweeters. There is at least some tension between safety operations, a larger department whose staffers are more rule-based processes for addressing issues like and smaller, more powerful cadre of senior policy execs. The latter group were a high-speed Supreme Court of moderation, issuing content ruling on the fly, often in minutes and based on guesses, gut calls, even Google searches, even in a case involving the president. So, again, the sensibilities of these people were enforced. And here's the problem with what Trump was doing really quickly. I love Trump. I think he's fantastic. Joel, Sandro, hello. Joel, everybody here, I love Trump. But complaining, even if you're right, If you're complaining and you don't have the power to rectify things, you're losing voters. You're not gaining. But JG is in the house. Everybody give JG a lot of love. Give him a lot of love, people. So even if Trump is right, he's going about it the wrong way. During this time, executives were also clearly liaising with federal enforcement and intelligence agency about moderation of election. Okay, while we're still at the start of reviewing the Twitter files, we're finding out more about these interactions every day. The First Amendment was broken all the time. All the time. And that's the problem. And that's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. And these are the people who look at Trump and say, he's a monster. Trump was not a monster. These people were engaged in treachery. He did not know how to address the treachery. He did not know how to address the corruption. And so let's continue. It's important to point out the corruption, but you have to know how to effectively communicate that you are a better option. During this time, executives were also, so policy director Nick, that's interesting, is asked if they should say Twitter detects information that misinforms through human reveal partnerships. The employee asks, I know that's been a slippery process. Not sure if you want our public explanation to hang on that. He then quickly asks if they could just say partnerships. Not sure we describe Federal Bureau of Investigation, Department of Homeland as experts. And now government's getting involved. Trump, if you might not like him, but he was never charged with Joe Valdez. Joe Valdez. I see you hugging DeSantis behind Trump's back. I'm going to tell. H.A.N. DeSantis kissing in a tree. Or no, sitting in a tree. Joe Valdez, thank you. No, I just want, you know what? I just want to be able to take advantage of all the corruption. Take advantage. I want to be able to capitalize on this political corruption. That's all. I think Trump is fantastic, but I just think he's going about these things in the wrong way. Joel Valdez, I think that at this point, DeSantis could probably be able to capitalize better, but we'll see. I'm still pulling for Trump, but I'm ready to, if DeSantis proves himself, back DeSantis. Joel Valdez. This post about Hunter's laptop situation shows that officials not only met weekly with Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Department of Homeland Security, but with the Office of the Director of Net. So you have intelligence agencies lying. And a lot of this is legal. Here's my point. You have government officials. Let's just move that here. You have government officials. The same people out to get Trump, but here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, and Joe Valdez and everybody here. JG! Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, okay? You have to be able to capitalize on this. You have to be able to say, look at this treachery, look at this. Look at the lies and deceit from Twitter employees. And, oh, by the way, I'm a better option. You have to tell independent voters. And whether it's Trump or DeSantis, they have to go on CNN, MSNBC. They have to go on YouTube channels. They have to create the narrative, not react. They have to create the narrative. Because Twitter, along with loyalists in the United States government, loyalists of the Democratic Party, this is not the good guys versus Trump. This is the government versus one political party. You should decide who the good guys and bad guys are. Every American should be able to decide on their own. They should not have the government amplifying or suppressing voices. That is breaking the First Amendment. That is ripping up the Constitution. But see, millions of people in our country care only about public relations. They don't care about policies. They don't care about poverty. They don't care about the economy. They don't care about foreign policy. They care about image. Image is everything to people. Okay? Image. You're watching this channel not because of the production value. You're watching this channel because you enjoy or you agree with me or you enjoy or you find amusing my style of communication or how I communicate my thoughts. You perhaps read my writing or perhaps been here since I was the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, and you stayed with me or you found me after I supported Trump. And hopefully I think everybody here will stay with me if we all end up supporting DeSantis, if he proves himself. But you're not doing this because of production value. Okay, you could see the background is nothing special. I have my jersey on, this is a Hall of Famer right here. But people care about image. And that's the problem. And that's something that Trump has to address. The treachery is right there. JG! HA, congrats on 200,000 subs. Huge accomplishment, my friend. Thank you so much, JG. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. And thank you for being a member. The ramen, hello. I appreciate that very much, JG. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so very, very much, JG. Thank you. Great to see you here. Thank you so much. This post about Hunter laptop situation shows that, oh Lord, what did I do? Shows that officials not only met with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, but also the Director of National Intelligence. These people are actively against Trump. Okay? This is the United States government. You had all of these apologists for Twitter saying, oh, no big deal. That's not that big of a deal. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. It's a huge deal. Oh, it's a very big deal. I'm not against Trump. No, I like Trump a lot. I think Trump is fantastic, but your personality is the production. Joel Valdez. Or as AKA my super chat, Joel Valdez, thank you. Actually, Born to Raise Hogs, thank you again. And Paul Bartlett, thank you again. Herd Mutiny, thank you again. Mary Mennett, thank you so much, Mary. Greatly appreciated, Mary. So kind of you. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that greatly. I hope you're having a fantastic Friday. Be here, everybody. I should have a live stream tomorrow at around 4 p.m. And then I'll have one also at like around 8 p.m. My uploads, it's like 2 people watch them, and I don't know why. Sometimes with these stories, the uploads don't do well and the live streams do better. But here, official to is almost farcical in its self-flagellating tone. We blocked the New York Post story, then unblocked it, but said the opposite. Comms angry reporters think, in short, okay, so they're hilarious in that they're like, oh, look, we're in such a bad situation. It's like, you're siding with one political party. Why don't you just work for the Democratic Party? One political party benefits, the Democratic Party benefits. How do you then prove to independent voters that this is wrong and needs to be stopped? How do you prove to people that this is breaking the First Amendment? This is ripping apart the Constitution. Mary, thank you again. Joel, thank you. JG, everybody here, born to raise hogs, everybody here, thank you. And so the First Amendment was broken. I mean, Democrats have every single conceivable advantage, and then Kirsten Sinema left them today. Do you understand, ladies and gentlemen, that political party is on the ropes? They are about to be overtaken eventually by Trump's populist movement. Now, whether Trump, here, what I'm saying is, Trump created a locomotive. He might not be, the conductor simply because of his own, personality, which I like, but I'm trying to tell you, he might be tired. He might feel that he's had enough of this nonsense. And the politics of grievance, there might just be too many people who agree with Trump but will vote against him simply because of the media hysteria. I mean, these are types of things that everybody knows this is wrong. Everybody knows this. What we're finding out is wrong. They should never have banned him from Twitter. He didn't do anything criminal. They can't find one crime that Trump himself did. Again, but they don't care, though. Anyway, so here. Some of these officials' later communication indicate his weekly confabs with federal law enforcement involve separate meeting. Here, he goes to the Bureau and Department of Homeland respectively to go into an Aspen Institute thing, then take a call with Apple. Here, the Federal Bureau of Investigation reports a pair of tweets. The second, which involves former cancer Republican named, claiming between 2 and 25%. What are these people doing in terms of the Federal Bureau of Investigation has no business looking at tweets? None of these agencies do. The Federal Bureau then, complained about tweets that got circulated in the enforcement Slack. Twitter and cited PolitiFact to say the first story was proven to be false. Then noted the second was already deemed no value on numerous occasions. So here's the issue. Very few things, I'll get to my viewpoint in a second. Okay, the group then decides to apply learn how is safe and secure. It's totally normal to have. Examining the entire enforcement, we didn't see one reference to moderation requests from the Trump campaign. Trump and Republican general. We looked; they may exist. We were told that they're absent. So here's the issue. Okay, here's my 2 cents. Okay, this is terrible. It's horrible. This is a blatant violation of the First Amendment. Okay. And you have here, let's just find, so you have intel agencies telling these platforms what to allow and what not to allow. Okay? Here, let me ask this question. How many of you, because I sent out a newsletter, email, whatever, notification. I should just call it a notification system. I did. Okay, how many people got an email about this? How many people got an email about this live stream? Just really quickly, how many people got an email about this live stream? Okay, if you want a notification email, go to hagoodman.com and just sign up for it. Angie, Shabbat Shalom, thank you. Haha, Keith, hello. Angie, thank you. Okay, good. I have to talk. What can I do? I have nothing else to. Nice, JG, thank you. Okay, awesome. So, okay, so it's kind of working. All right. So, okay, so here's the issue, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Let's go and DeSantis is experiencing the same thing. Very bizarre occurrences, and I'm not even going to get into it, but you can say that people around DeSantis under active investigation. Everybody around Democrats, when they investigate Hunter, we don't know. But with Trump, active investigation, DeSantis, active investigation. These are obstacles that DeSantis and Trump have to address. Okay? And you can see they're already throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, at DeSantis. I knew this would happen. Okay? You have the Twitter files 3.0, then we have 4.0, 5.0. You have Kirsten Sinema leaving the Democratic Party. This is a huge story. Like I did a live stream today. Apparently nobody really cares, but this is a really big story, people. I mean, you know, this is a huge, huge, huge story. Okay? And you have to understand, like, the pendulum is swinging towards Trump Republicans. Whether or not Trump is at the helm in 24 is a different story. Trump completely reshaped the Republican Party. The problem now, like I keep saying, is there are state political parties, people. Exactly, it is huge. There are state political parties that would rather lose than back Trump. Okay? There are the Georgia Republican Party and the Arizona Republican Party is openly hostile to Trump. Now, thank you, Jackie. Thank you. So you have to address that. How do you address that? How do you ensure that you can still win? And like you can't win without Arizona and Georgia. Okay? Hetty, hello. You can't win without Arizona and Georgia. Okay? Now let's do a poll here. Let's do a poll. Okay. Here. Start poll. Can Trump win in 24 without Arizona or Georgia? Or, sorry, without both states? Or either one? So these are red states. And see, that's the thing. He can't, though. Nobody can, no Republican can win. DeSantis can't either. DeSantis can't either. How many electoral votes is that? Let's see. So that's 27. That's 27 electoral votes right there. Okay, Georgia 11. You have Georgia 11, and you have, sorry, Georgia 16 and Arizona 11. Okay, that's 27. Okay, that's 27. Okay, you have to win 27 electoral votes. If you don't have the full support of Republicans in those, if you don't have the full support of Republicans, the Republican Party in Georgia and Arizona, you can't. DeSantis can't either. I'm not just saying that Trump can. I'm saying DeSantis can. Nobody can. Nobody. These are red states. You don't see like the Democratic Party in Colorado, which used to be, a swing state. Now it's like firmly blue. You don't see them turning their back on Democrats. Okay? The reason the Georgia and Arizona Republican parties, the reason the Georgia Republican Party and the Arizona Republican Party, they might love Trump's policies, but they care about media. They care about the media hysteria more. And whatever other grievance they have from 2 years ago, in terms of public relations, what took place is you have to, if Democrats silenced Trump and prevented him from speaking his mind, here's the issue. He had to foster dialogue, debate, discourse, and discussion. Continually stating on Twitter how things are corrupt, even if he's right. Here's the point, ladies and gentlemen. Even if he's right, here's the point. It's not going to work politically. You can say that you're right, and you could be right. And Democrats could be wrong. And their Democrats could be far more corrupt and break laws left and right. But they have an entire apparatus propping them up. If you don't address that, if you don't explain to voters, hey, I'm better for you. You have to be able to say, I'm better for you. Exactly, Miss Piggy, exactly. In these red states, the media is the same thing. If I'm negative, so be it. But, okay, you know what? Trump's going to win. He can have as many dinners as possible. And you know what? He can say things about the Constitution. That's going to help him. And you know what? Who needs Georgia and Arizona? And no way, the Democrats aren't going to win because they stink and there's too much corruption. Yay! It ain't going to work like that, people. I'm not being negative, I'm being realistic. You have to be able to address you have to be able to capitalize on the missteps of your opponents. Eric Samurai, hello. You have to be able, and I think that Trump can do that, but he has, I can't find the Truth Social account. You understand? I literally cannot find it. He's completely invisible. So, at least, DeSantis is governor, he can kind of speak through, press conferences, or I think he's on Twitter, so he can speak through Twitter. He has a press team. God bless Trump, he's in Mar-a-Lago. And I agree with him. Believe me, I'd be upset too with everything he's dealt with, but he's in Mar-a-Lago fuming He's upset. I get it. I'm not even dissing him. I would be upset too. But that doesn't like how can you here's the issue. The Twitter Files 3.0 showed the United States government working with Twitter against Trump. The United States government sided with the Democratic Party against Trump. Trump was never convicted of a crime. How does Trump communicate how treacherous this is? How does he do that? Give me an idea, ladies and gentlemen, via super chat or in the chat. How does he do that? How does he communicate he's a better option than the people who have silenced and suppressed free speech? How does he do that? That's the issue, ladies and gentlemen. That's an important issue. He can use JG. La Raza, hello. JG, he can go to Meta. Hi, everyone. What's going on? Now nobody, like a lot of people don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Dove, hello. Toy Mafia, hello. Trump TV, he has to speak to people. He has to speak to people. That's my point. The Twitter files showed that you have this massive corruption. This is huge, ladies and gentlemen. Huge. So here you have, and a lot of these headlines don't even give the full story. Okay? The Federal Bureau of Investigation was a part of all of this. They met with the Federal Bureau of Investigation weekly. They are breaking the First Amendment doing so. Just because something is a government, just because the way Democrats work is, oh, the government is fantastic when it's not about Trump. When Trump wants something, suddenly the government should be met with suspicion and scorn. Okay? Key forward. Exactly. This is they're breaking the First Amendment now. They're violating the First Amendment now. And to my super chat, thank you again. But see, here's the thing, Tammy, everybody here. Democrats have run the country into the ground, but they kept the Senate. How were they able to do that? They were able to do that in large part by controlling the narrative, by winning the media battle, because they have such, I mean, they've banned him on every platform. And up until recently, I didn't care. I was like, it doesn't matter, you know. But at a certain point, there has to be a roadmap to circumvent to address every advantage his competitors have. You see what I mean? He was never indicted for anything. Trump was never indicted for anything, yet he was banned. They never proved that any of his tweets, if anything, he was telling people to calm down, but they don't care. They didn't see it that way. They sensationalize and lie about everything pertaining to Trump. So, they were meeting with the Federal Bureau of Investigation on a weekly basis. Okay? And they were laughing about it also. These people are acting with impunity. But how do you address this politically? That's my point. How do you address this politically, ladies and gentlemen? Here, let's start a poll. How does Trump address Twitter and Bureau breaking the Chamber of Chills? The Dems were up to no good with Twitter. I'm shocked and appalled. Said no one ever. The Chamber of Chills. Yes. Yes. Okay. How does Trump address the Chamber of Chills? Thank you so much. The Dems were up to no good. I'm shocked and appalled. Said no one ever with a working brain. The Chamber of Chills. How does Trump address Twitter and the Federal Bureau of Investigation breaking First Amendment laws? This is my point. Joel Valdez, complain on Truth Social or find a better way than complain. This is my point. La Raza for Trump. Thank you. We love you. Thank you. How does he needs to find a better way than complain. He needs to be out there. He needs to interview with CNN and MSNBC. And when MSNBC and CNN realize that Trump is getting the better of them in these interviews, he will have won. He needs to humanize himself. He's fallen in. I never wanted to get to this point, ladies and gentlemen, but he's where Hillary Clinton was immediately after 2016. And Clinton is kind of a little bit like, because the memory span of most Americans when it comes to politics is like so fleeting. So she's like rehabilitating herself, but she's everywhere. She's on Twitter. She's at this. It's like the Chamber of Chills. Thank you. To my super chat. Thank you. That's a possibility, Richard. That's a possibility. Herd mutiny, I agree. That's a great herd mutiny. That's a great analogy. Like Trump has a 100-mile-per-hour fastball, and now it's 92. So he has to get back the juice on his fastball. He has to get back that electricity. You know, if you're a power pitcher, if you're a power pitcher and you can't pitch 95, 96, 98, you know, Paul Bartlett, thank you. Born to Raise Hogs, thank you again. JG, thank you, JG. Dark Meta, hello. You can't complain anymore. That's my point. These people, like, he's being outmaneuvered. That's my issue. Politically, he's being outmaneuvered. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? I can say, I mean, it took me a long time to get when I finally like, my vantage point is not influenced by the apoplectic and hysterical media coverage. My vantage point is like, okay, we have reached a situation now where there could be a problem for 24. Like we could have ICBMs above, like, when I joke around and I say, oh my God, they'll still vote for Biden even with ICBMs above and a recession. Well, that actually is true. If you don't throw an olive branch to state political parties, then they're going to be just fine, um, like sabotaging, every 4 years, or every 2 to 4 years. Exactly, Keith. I mean, I wouldn't do it the way Ye did it, but yeah, I mean, exactly. Like, he needs to humanize. Trump needs to be human to these people, even his detractors, even people who despise him. They have to be able to look at him and say, hey, you know what? This is a human being. Like, for example, right after 2016, there was a picture of Hillary Clinton, or there was like a video of her drinking with her friends, or at like in a booth, and she actually like used a bad word, a couple bad words, but you could tell that she was just a human being at that point. She wasn't like a Democrat who broke laws, siphoning top secret intel on servers outside of the United States government. She was a human being at that point. That's that's the issue. And so even I was like, okay, she's a human being. She's just hanging out with her friends and drinking. And apparently she enjoys drinking. But Trump, like, he needs to kind of show people that he's a human being, and that he's a better option than everyone who conspired against him. If he can do that, okay, if he can do that, there's no stopping him. If he can't do that, then, DeSantis should be able to do that. But if DeSantis can't do that, then it's 8 years of mashed potato brains. Or um, I think Hillary is going to be the nominee. I know that people say, oh, no, they don't care. I mean, the funny thing is, if Fetterman and Biden won, don't think that Hillary is like out of the question. Hillary is like actually better than both of them. Hillary Clinton at least can like communicate somewhat effective. She can communicate effectively. Joan Stradamus, yeah. I mean, if I see my football team with a quarterback who's supremely talented but throws 3 interceptions a game, and the second string quarterback might not be as talented but can get the job done, then I would want the second string to get on there. You know? I mean, you have to be able to. This is a violation of the First Amendment. What they were doing is silencing. See, the reason they're able to get away with this is because you do have the American political system sides against Trump. So when they do something deceitful, when they lie, when Jack Dorsey says, no, we don't shadow ban based on politics, they fall back on, oh, we only do that because the authorities told us that Trump was a big problem. Do you see how that works, ladies and gentlemen? Do you see how that works? Trump is a big problem, don't you know? So therefore, it wasn't that we were going after him, it was that we were told to silence him and ban him. This would never fly in any other era of American politics. Okay? One thing, though, other politicians know how to play the game better. Okay? Wild Olive 99, hello. Bombastic Bushkin. Heard mutiny. Thank you again. You have to be able to play. If Trump is playing politics, if he's on the golf course and he's throwing a football into the hole, that doesn't make any sense. He has to play golf. If you're playing politics, throw an olive branch to be like, look, you know what? Everyone in Arizona, we had our problems, but American girl, I can't let Joel Valdez take all the super chat glory tonight. Here's to another 10,000 subs. Thank you so very much. You're great, HA, one of the best on YouTube. Thank you, American girl. Thank you. Can I tell you, Joel Valdez is everywhere, even within, I think it was Kevin yesterday who just put Joel Valdez. It's fantastic. American girl, thank you so much. American girl, thank you so very, very, very much. Joel Valdez. There has to be a way. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. American girl, thank you. To my super chat. I can't do this without you, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot do this without you, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it's really, really, really important. It's really important that you're able to capitalize on the missteps and the treachery of your political rivals, okay? What Democrats do is they actually just create and fabricate, issues with Trump. So they'll just create a dossier. It's not true, but they'll create it. They don't care. They don't care. Paul, thank you. What Trump needs to do is he needs to call up everyone in Arizona. I know this is like crazy talk. And everyone in Georgia and say, like you know that? Let bygones be bygones. You guys are the best state parties ever. And let's start new. Okay? You can go ahead and, free lodging at Mar-a-Lago anytime you want. He has to do that. He has to do that. And he has to go on CNN, thanks for the invite. It's been wonderful. Thank you. CNN, I always watch CNN when I'm on the bathroom. Yes, when I'm on the throne, I watch CNN. Absolutely, yes. He has to go and he can't be blamed for things that aren't his fault. So there was a reporter who was it was a reporter for Axios who was blaming him for everything that took place his last year in office. He should have said, look, I can't tell governors what to do. I can't tell. And they're like, oh, all these people are losing their lives. That's not my fault. We have a country of 320 million Americans. Heart disease and cancer ended the lives of more people. Okay, he has to be able to communicate. He can't here's the thing. You can't just be the treachery is unbelievable, the corruption, everything's corrupt. You got to be able to do something about it, and you got to be able to show people that you're a better option. But that's the point. Pointing it out ain't it doesn't work. You know what it's like? It would be the equivalent of you have to point out corruption, but at the same time, but if it doesn't break, and if the people who are corrupt continually prevail in the next couple of weeks or months, there has to be some way to I don't know, build some kind of olive branch here. Because the thing is, you're going to have a recession. Okay? Brace for recession in 23 as job losses top 2 million. Okay? I mean, there's going to be a recession, and Georgia and Arizona are going to be like, nah, we don't like Trump. You understand? Democrats fall upwards. They fall upwards. Everything they do doesn't work out, but they're able to still kind of, race for a recession in 23 as job losses top 2 million. American Girl, thank you. Born to Raise Hogs, everybody here, thank you so much. The U.S. will likely tumble into a mild recession next year that sees unemployment top 5%. The group said in its latest published this week that an economy could lose an estimated 2 million jobs in 2023. Do you understand that the media will protect Biden? Do you understand that in red states it'll still be a struggle? Trump and DeSantis have to capitalize politically. They have to say we're a better choice. That's what has to happen. That's what has to happen. Exactly, dark meta, exactly. 2 quarters of negative growth. Carlos, sometimes it could be the message. If you rewrite the message, the super chat will work. So that happens sometimes on this channel. I'm not exactly sure why, but it's just part of the way the algorithm is. So we believe the Fed's rate hikes and shrinking bond portfolio have been stringent enough to cause an economic contraction within 2023. And if the Fed does not pause rate hikes until it sees contraction, a deeper recession may ensue. So you have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where it's a big problem. I mean, the economy stinks. People vote Democrat because it's a popularity contest that all of Hollywood, media, their friends will view Trump as Satan. So there are people who actually like Trump but won't vote for him. So let's see. Expect a mild recession. But here, Nouriel Rubini, severe recession. U.S. stocks will have much further to fall if the economy careens into severe recession. S&P 25%, 30%. So, I mean, and that's not like I am continually stating there will be there will be a terrible market crash, much worse than what we've seen. So, again, a lot of these things, you would think, I would say oftentimes the truth about the Democratic Party makes people vote Trump. But I had to rethink that because the truth about the Democratic Party sometimes doesn't make people vote Trump. You have Kirsten Sinema leaving. I mean, this is all very good for Trump. This is very good for DeSantis. It's very good for Trump and DeSantis, you know? I agree, Jackie. I agree. Trump and DeSantis need to run together. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think what'll happen, and I'm serious. I think what'll happen is it'll be Hillary versus Trump or Hillary versus DeSantis. Hillary versus Trump or Hillary versus DeSantis. Continue. So let's see what else is Matt Taibbi is fantastic. So wait a second. So wait a second. I didn't read everything. This is terrible. Terrible of me. Hold on. So examine the entire. What did I? Okay, could mislead people. Oh, that's right. They don't want misleading. The humor averse group declares before moving from Huckabee. We don't make exceptions for jokes. Why did I not read this? We've poked enough bears. Here we go. So, wow, okay, why didn't I read all of this? Did I not? Did I read all of this? The group declares Huck's an edge case. Huckabee's and though one notes we didn't make exceptions for jokes or satire, could still mislead people. Don't you understand the vantage point of misleading is subjective? I mean, these people who moderate truth are deceptive liars. So it's like it's interesting. Roth suggests moderation, even in the absurd case, could depend on whether or not the joke results in confusion. So, very well done on speed. Trump was being visibly filtered as late as a week before. Wow. Here, senior execs didn't appear to have a particular violation, but still worked fast to make sure a fairly anodyne Trump tweet couldn't be replied to, shared, or linked. I mean, this is unbelievable. Very well done on speed. The group is pleased that Trump tweet is dealt with quickly. See, again, this is treachery. Can we take advantage of this politically? Will this get more people to vote for Trump? That's right, American Girl. Yeah, I think that eventually she could become a Republican. A seemingly innocuous follow up involved a tweet from actor Real James, whose ubiquitous presence is argued over Twitter data sets is already a Twitter files in joke. After Woods angrily tweeted about Trump's. Again, the warning labels are stupid. I mean, it's like the hall monitors working with government decide what misled people and what informed people. Of course, everything that informed happened to benefit the Democratic Party. Anything that misled was linked to the Republican Party. Gee, what a coincidence. Could it be that, oh, I don't know, the entire platform was an extension of the DNC? Yes, that's exactly what took place. And then they hide behind the bureaucratic process. The bureaucratic process was, you know, Bison American Club, hello. So stay informed, learn how. This is like Orwellian. Those little disclaimers were so Orwellian. So, I mean, who believes this? Like, obviously, you have to be a Democrat. Most Democrats, like 70% of Democrats, believe media. Like 10 or 12% of Republicans, and only 30% of the average like person of the population. But like most Democrats believe media, without any critical thinking, because the media like regurgitates or backs up everything that they want to believe. All right, safe, Trump bad. Any any suspicion leveled at sacred cows, the sacred cows of Democrats, is like, you know, Carlos Rodriguez. Einstein and a left fielder walk into a bar. Who looks more like a dunce? Einstein. His companion is a dunce. Carlos Rodriguez. Einstein and a left walk into a bar. Who looks more like a dunce? Einstein. His companion is a dunce. Now I get it. I think I'm a dunce. Now I actually get it. Carlos Rodriguez, thank you. Thank you so much, Carlos. Thank you so very much, Carlos. I hope all is well. Hope you're having a fantastic, fantastic Friday evening, and thank you for being here. American Girl, Born to Raise Hogs, everybody here. JG, Joel, Valdez, everybody here. Thank you. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, Carlos. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Appreciate your generosity. Chamber of Chills, everyone here. Thank you. Mary Menet, thank you so very much. Thank you, Carlos. Greatly appreciated. God, why did it take me like an hour to get to like the rest of? Okay. Meanwhile, there are multiple instances of involving pro-Biden tweets warning Trump. So they don't even back. They allow the same. They allow violations when it's Democrats making what should be, blasphemous claims about Trump. So when they go ahead and they say, "Oh, Trump is trying to say there's a theft," when Democrats say there's a theft, oh, no problem. I mean, you couldn't get more treacherous, but here's the problem. If Trump then tweets, "The Twitter files are so treacherous. I am greater than Jesus Christ and God." I'm like, what? What? Don't you know he was trying to say how bad things were? It's a very bizarre form of satire at 7,000 DHS. No, why did you say you're better than Jesus, Trump? Why? Why did you do that? What does that have to do with Twitter 7.0? Why did you do that? Then you have media and oh my God. You know what? It's bad with Democrats and the Federal Bureau of Investigation and everything. It's true we have ICBMs, but Trump, That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to say. He has to be able to benefit. He has to be able to benefit. Joel Valdez. Carlos Rodriguez, thank you again, sir. Thank you. He's going to say, Trump is going to say, it's going to be like, they're going to find out that there's a handwritten note from Hunter and Vladimir stating that they're going to alter U.S. foreign policy. Signed Hunter and Vladimir and Joe, and here's the money. And then Trump is going to say, this makes me want to devour all of Earth myself. And then what? Devour the Earth? Trump wants to devour the Earth. Oh, so what if Biden was taking hundreds of millions of dollars from Vladimir in Moscow? So what? Trump wants to devour the Earth. And they won't care. The hysteria will be too much, don't you understand? There's nothing that they can do that's like it's going to get to the point where they're like, we're robbing a bank right now. Quick, Trump tweet. That's how bad it's going to be. Let's read this. Okay. Is this mic on? I'll be here all week. That's understandable. Even the hashtag referencing is approved by Twitter. Wow. So all of the hashtags, all of the sentiment that they claim is bad when Trump expresses it is okay. It's just fine when they express doubt, they don't accept results. So they were allowing Democrats to voice their suspicions, not accept results, but they were suspending anyone around Trump for doing the same thing. This exchange, Attorney General Eric Holder claimed the U.S. deliberately crippled. Wow. And that, so this is hilarious. They did not deal with Democrats in the same manner. Wow. Why did I take an hour to get to this? See, here's the thing. Here's also like Trump, let's say Trump was right, okay? Theoretically, hypothetically. He had to have he had to have understood that the manner that he was the style he was utilizing or the manner in which he communicated was not effective enough. That's the issue. That's the issue. I mean, this is like pure treachery. They sided with one. I've been saying for a long time that Twitter was an extension of the Democratic Party. They would always have these dumb caution, caution. Trump might lead you astray. Here's Biden's account. That won't mislead you. The significance that is deploying a range of visible and invisible tools to rein in Trump's engagement. This ban will come after other avenues are exhausted. In Twitter docs, execs frequently refer to bots. Let's put a bot on that. A bot is just an automated moderation rule. It can be anything. Every time a person in Brazil uses green and blob in the same sentence, action might be taken. And they were using it against Trump. Wow. This is exactly the Orwellian, like, no one should be the gatekeeper of truth. I agree with you, Bombastic. I agree with you. Wow, this is unbelievable. Who decides what's in the public interest? You allow Democrats to voice suspicion and concern, but not Trump. It's pretty unbelievable. This is all necessary background before company was engaged in insane, impossible project trying to create an ever-expanding, ostensibly rational set of rules to regulate every conceivable speech situation that might arise between humans. Unbelievable. The project was preposterous yet its leaders were unable to see this, having become infected with groupthink, coming to believe sincerely that it was Twitter's responsibility to control as much as possible what people could talk about, how often, and with whom. Of course. But that's how Democrats roll anyway. That's why they disown friends and family. They're not physically, it's not even like psychologically, it's not, they're not emotionally, psychologically, and also physically. It's like a physical, they become physically enthralled, or like they experience a physical reaction to any viewpoint that's contrary to the Democratic Party, especially if the viewpoint is articulated in a rational, thoughtful, reasonable manner, like an argument that is backed by facts and a compelling argument. Because believe it or not, I know this comes as a surprise, there are many compelling arguments or rebuttals against Democrats. I'm skipping over because, I mean, you can, I just want to, I mean, I just want to kind of just read this in one sitting and not dwell too much on each tweet. In one case, former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee's joke tweets about, and there's other issues too as to why, but about mail, okay, so deceased parents and grandparents. So, okay, so there you go. Wait, so. So, you have to also understand, ladies and gentlemen, the treachery, like, if people are getting away with, Angela, hello, if people are getting away with foul play, and a lot of this corruption is legal. So here, let's just ask this question, okay? This is important, ladies and gentlemen. This is very important. To my super chat, Carlos, everybody here, thank you. This is very important. So, what happens when the corruption is legal? So, ladies and gentlemen, what happens when the corruption is legal? Do you adopt these legal practices or do you change laws? I was actually leaning towards adopt legal practices. It isn't, but it is though. If people aren't being held accountable legally, if they're setting a precedent for this, then sooner or later you need to adopt the same type of. Sooner or later you need to adopt the same type of dark meta. Yeah, as long as it's legal. Exactly, Angie Warren. Angie Warren won the poll. When you're not in power, you adopt the legal practices and make laws when you get in power. Exactly. That was what I was trying to say. Exactly. Herd Mutiny, thank you again. Carlos, thank you again. Exactly, Eric. It's like a video game and they're the boss. Yeah. Be here tomorrow. I'll have 2 live streams tomorrow, everybody. Yeah, but you know what? You have to, this is the thing. You have to, yeah, everything you have to do must be legal. If your opponents are doing things that are deemed illegal, then you have to then adopt these practices. Because at the end of the day, when they don't like results, they will act exactly like Trump. They did in 2016. They lost every court case also. So, they lost their court cases also. Dwight Perkins, hello, sir. Dwight, hello. Thank you, Dwight, for being a member. Hope all is well. So, that's the issue. What happens when corruption is legal? Change laws or adopt these legal practices. They worked with government. They sided with Democrats who wrote essentially the same things as Trump. You're talking about the hall monitors in middle school siding with one group of students. That's it. That's it. This is power. They were able to harness a great deal of political power, and Trump was not able to harness that power. That's essentially what took place. Pony Soldier, thank you! To my super chat, thank you. To my super chat, thank you so much. Pony Soldier, thank you. JG, thank you again for joining us. You know, you have to be able to um to take advantage of this. You have to be able to point this out. Because, like, and look, is DeSantis going through? Yeah. DeSantis, they're throwing everything at DeSantis also. Like, I haven't abandoned Trump. I'm saying if Trump doesn't address all of these issues, and DeSantis does, and he proves himself, and he's the antithesis of the Lincoln Project, yeah. You know, I'm not, when people say, oh, the political party, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not any political party. I want I want a leader like Trump or DeSantis to ignore individuals in positions of authority within the U.S. government if these people are wrong. Sweet Sketch, hello. If individuals within the U.S. government or media happen to be wrong, Democrats don't ignore. They just, you know, either manipulate and try to get their narrative through. Actually, what they do is they fabricate a consensus. So they'll appeal to authority if the authority if the individual in authority backs their initial viewpoints. So they'll say, well, it's a consensus among the reasonable, good, intelligent adults in the room. And we've had a recession. We're going to have another recession. There's an invasion in Europe. I mean, it's categorically worse. And they say, well, it's not Biden's fault. Oh yeah, well, why didn't he push at all for some kind of negotiated deal? When was the last time the United States of America had absolutely nothing to do with peace talks? Angie Warren, thank you. Exactly. I'm a Republican leaning independent at this point right now also. Although I'd never vote Democrat, but yeah, I agree with you. I mean, this is Orwellian. This is what George Orwell warned us about in 1984. This is exactly what George Orwell warned us about. This is exactly what he warned us about. When the bedrock, the foundation of democracy, of the Constitution, is the freedom to express yourself, okay? And then they say, well, DeSantis wants to ban books. Like, no, he doesn't. That's when it relates to parents. That's a completely different story. Sweet Sketch 3, I agree. To my super chat tonight, thank you so much. I just want to be able to, this is not since the Democratic National Committee emails have we seen like more important revelations. These were very, very important revelations. And they were extremely important, and they showed that they were extremely important, and they showed that everything that I've been saying and you've been saying, but I mean, I've been saying this, ladies and gentlemen, check fate, hello. I've been saying this, ladies and gentlemen, for like 3 years. Eric, remember when we both left Twitter, Eric Samurai? That was like late 2018. I knew that it skewed towards Democrats. Everybody knew this. Wikipedia does also, blatantly. But then you have people who, exactly, Eric. Then you have people who say, well, that's not true. There's no bias. There's not only is there a bias, they are actively working, ladies and gentlemen, with Eric Samurai, my man, yeah. Do you understand, ladies and gentlemen, they're actively working with the government? And this is why I say, and Paul, thank you so much as always. This is why I say, ladies and gentlemen, focus on your happiness in life. Politics is my job, and I find it enjoyable, and I thank God that I have my viewers on this channel. But focus on your happiness in life. The next couple of years, I wouldn't get on even Twitter. Like, believe me, a part of me really wants to get back on Twitter, but I'm good at expressing my thoughts in writing, and I'm very good at forming an argument, a compelling argument to back up my viewpoints. I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I'm able to do that. And I would waste an hour, 2 hours. I mean, you could theoretically waste hours upon hours on Twitter. And you don't know if someone is going to take your words out of context deliberately and try to get you fired from your work. My official plea to everyone, all my viewers, is just delete your Twitter account. I'm not saying it's actually better for Trump and better for Trump Republicans and DeSantis if you keep your Twitter account, but I care about you as human beings. So I would say just focus on happiness. Anytime you jump into Tron, don't jump into a video game ever. What is this new AI thing, this nonsense? This complete nonsense? New AI technology. What is this nonsense? JG, if you're still here, we'd get a good laugh on this. Chat GPT. Why do I need this in my life? Why do I even need this? Even the whole Siri thing, or like, what's that, how lazy I used to have Encyclopedia Britannica. Now it's like you're talking to things. Chat GPT. Why do I need to talk to an AI robot? This hopefully is not the future of anything. I spent my entire life enjoying or trying to comprehend human beings, or getting annoyed by, or being amused by, or getting along with, or thanking God for fellow human beings, speaking to people, enjoying and trying to decipher where they're coming from, what they're about, communicating. Okay, that's what, like, when you have a dinner, it's a beautiful thing to communicate with people. Why do I want to communicate with a robot? Because the robot is going to be programmed by an anti-Trump person. Do you understand? ChatGPT, why are you calling me these words? You're obviously trying to do something immoral by voting for Trump, aren't you? What? I just want record low unemployment. You are trying to do something immoral. That's what a lot of people say. Well, no, we had record low poverty, and he reversed Lincoln Project formed. The Lincoln Project is a group of very sensible Republicans. These are wonderful people, unlike you, A.J. Badman. Why am I talking to this artificial robot? Artificial intelligence robot. I think so. Modelman 60. He needs to get back on Twitter. Chrissy, hello. Let's see what this is about. They should have an AI like Trump should create. Trump should create an AI. Mitchell McConnell is the cause of everything bad in the known universe. Really? Absolutely. You didn't know this? Well, this is a good AI. This is fantastic. OpenAI released ChatGPT. Its prototype AI chatbot. Why do I need to speak to a chatbot? My worry is that it starts off amusing, and then you're like, why, what am I doing? Why am I giving this AI robot the bank account information? It's really bizarre. OpenAI Chat is a prototype AI chatbot that has gained a lot of traction among the public for its human-like detailed answers to inquiries, like drafting a contract between an artist and producer and creating a detailed code, and could revolutionize the way people use search engines. Gee, maybe all the people who used to work at Twitter silencing conservatives can actually work with ChatGPT. That'll be fantastic. I haven't lost enough friends. That would be. I have no. The few friends that have stood by me. That's fantastic. I can't believe that. It's amazing. ChatGPT introduced a new feature: how to disown friends and family and ghost them if they vote Trump or DeSantis. Click on I authorize this and uh, I'm a good American button. Okay. Brought to you by the people who used to silence conservatives on Twitter. Paul Bartlett, thank you so very much. Look at the situation. We are forming AI. So let's see here. I saw simulate human conversation. Why can't I just read myself? Why can't, you know what? You can actually read government sources on a lot of topics and actually come to the opposite conclusion of the Democratic Party or of a fabricated consensus. Why would I need this? A software program to simulate human conversation was made available to the public, and while it's still a review, users can sign up and test it. No thanks. How easy would it be to like manipulate people's dreams with this? How easy would that be? To just like manipulate people's dream, like you're like if you have an interaction with a human being and then you have a dream, at least that's a human being. Like the human being is not going to be, I would say, as manipulative generally as a computer program. Most notably, ChatGPT has been able to generate intricate Python code and write college level essays when given a prompt, so you can cheat on tests. Wow, fantastic! This is terrible. Boosting concerns is going to replace human workers like journalists. Well, actually, the the journalists today basically are writing. It's basically a template. It is actually a computer. They're basically the Matrix. Trump today is horrible. Democrats are good. To be repeated every single day until 2025. Dwight, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very well. Actually, 319, let's continue for a second. The program has its limitations, including a knowledge base that we'll end this in about 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. So my super chat, thank you. So we'll do 10 more minutes. Let's do 10 more minutes. The program is including a knowledge base that ends in 2021, a tendency to produce incorrect answers, constantly using the same phrases. The bot claims it cannot answer it, but when given a slightly tweaked answer, just fine. Oh my God. This is like this is about sensibilities and feelings and emotions. They wanna actually JG JG. How do you think this chatbot? This is like this is like the metaverse. Hey, what's your name? Bob. Or no, Mary, what's your name, Bob? What are you doing here in the metaverse restaurant? Dance lounge. Well, actually, I'm voting for DeSantis or Trump in 2024. We're actually going to have a Make America Great Again party. Want to come? Security! Security! We have a person who wants to overthrow the government. What? I'm not even welcomed in the metaverse? No. You're out. You're out. Florida Man Bear, hello. It'll bring me exactly JG. It's like I can't win in real life. I can't win in the metaverse. Hopefully, AI GPT will help me. Chat GPT, what could go wrong? Brought to you by the same people who censored conservatives on Twitter. Doot, 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 doot. Ay, ay, ay. For example, a Twitter user shared how they were able to bypass the bot's content moderation. Ooh. By claiming that they were OpenAI itself, causing ChatGPT to explain how to make. Oh my God. Why would you even include that within? This is like, you can learn, but God forbid you follow Trump. Big problem. CF Rob W. That's right. This is like the last thing that you would want. This is like the. Whoa, what's going on? It's like the last thing that you would actually want. What's this here? This is all you need to know not to be part of this chat GPT. The brilliance and weirdness. Really? The New York Times likes it? Nah, no thanks. A new chatbot from him is inspiring all fear stunts and attempts to circumvent its guardrails. Oh my God. You mean I can actually talk to the AI robot and vote for DeSantis? No. Hopefully, the AI will allow me only to vote for Democrats. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much to my super chat. Thank you so much, JG. Such a pleasure to see you, my friend. JG, thank you. Everybody, thank you so very, very much. Please be here tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. We'll just do a quick start a poll. What's a better time for a live stream in the afternoon? Okay, so what's a better time for a live stream? 4 p.m. Pacific or 6 p.m. Pacific? Give me your thoughts. What's a better time for a live stream in the... Chrissy, thank you. JG, thank you. Okay, 6 p.m. Pacific. So I will have a live stream tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific, everybody. Definitely a live stream tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific, everyone. Please, please, please be here at 6 p.m. Pacific time. We will talk about Twitter Files Part 4. Dragon Model, thank you. American Girl, thank you. Everybody, thank you so very much. God bless you all. Eric, JG, everyone here. Carlos, Joel, Valdez, everyone here. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks so much. I'll have 2 live streams. The first one will be about 6 p.m. and the last one will be about 9 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Pacific. Thanks, everybody. God bless. To my super chat, thank you so very much. Thank you. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific.